Welcome to BBC Learning English. I'm Sam, and today we are talking about the third conditional. The third conditional is a little strange because we're talking about something that didn't happen in the past. Why would we do that? Well, because sometimes we want to imagine a different outcome. A friend of mine came to visit me yesterday. It was a surprise, so when I opened my front door, I said, if I'd known you were coming, I would have baked a cake. Did I know she was coming? No. Did I bake a cake? No. So I'm imagining a different result. Because we're talking about an imaginary past, we use if plus the subject plus the past perfect, and then the subject plus would have plus past participle. And you can also swap those round. What would you have done if you'd known your friend was coming?
Hi, I'm Phil from BBC Learning English. Today I'm going to tell you 5 ways to use in with time expressions. Number 1, months. I can say, I'm going on holiday in May. Number 2, seasons. So we can say, in winter, it's cold. Number 3, years. So I can say, I finished school in 2000. Number 4, most times of day. I leave home in the morning. I get home in the evening, but I go to sleep at night. It's an exception. Number 5, we use it with in the past, in the present, and in the future. In the future, you'll learn everything from videos.
Hi, I'm Roy, and today I'm going to tell you about using comparatives to say that someone or something is changing or developing. So the structure is like this: comparative plus and plus the same comparative. So we put the and in the middle of the 2 comparative adjectives. Every year, I look older and older. Don't forget that with adjectives of 2 or more syllables, like beautiful, we use the word more plus an adjective to make the comparative. We don't add er. With these, we add the and in the middle of the 2 mores. For example, every day my wife Luciana gets more and more beautiful. Anyway, that's everything for today. I'm getting hungrier and hungrier, so I've got to go. Bye!
Hi everyone. Think of tell and you think of speaking, but tell doesn't always mean tell. Let me tell you why. Okay, that time I meant speaking. Not only does the verb tell mean say something to someone, it also has a meaning similar to know, recognize, understand, or perceive. We often use it in combination with the verb can, to make can tell for the present and could tell for the past. I can tell he's from France, he has an accent. Or, we could tell it was going to rain because of the clouds. We often use it to talk about differences. Then, we might use the negative or the question. Can you tell the difference between this cup and that cup? I can't tell the difference between this cup and that cup. We often use can tell with the pronoun you to talk about something that many people should find obvious. You can tell he's an English teacher. He knows all the answers.
Hi, I'm Sam from BBC Learning English, and today we're going to look at the difference between less and fewer when comparing things. It's actually very simple. We use fewer with countable nouns and less with uncountable nouns, but even native speakers get this wrong. So let's have a look at some examples. I moved recently, and comparing my old area to my new neighbourhood, I can say there are fewer restaurants and fewer cafes, and there is less traffic and less pollution. Cafes and restaurants are countable nouns. You can count them on your fingers and you can make them plural. So we use fewer. Pollution and traffic are uncountable nouns. You can't count them on your fingers and you can't make them plural. So we use less.
Hi, I'm Tom, and today I'm going to show you how to use the future perfect continuous. When we use the future perfect continuous, we imagine ourselves at a point in the future, and we then talk about a continuing action which leads to this point. Let's practice. At the start of the next scene, I will have been eating noodles for 5 minutes. See? It's nearly finished. We make this tense using subject, will have been, plus verb ing. For example, at lunchtime, I will have been working for 4 hours. And we can also use won't to make the tense negative.
Hi, I'm Dan from BBC Learning English, and today I'm going to tell you something about collective nouns. Collective nouns are often called group nouns. That is because they represent a number of things together. Examples are government, family, and team. So what's the big deal? The special thing about these collective nouns is that they can be singular or plural. If you consider your family to be a group of individuals, then the pronoun is they and the verb is plural. My family are happy. But your family can also be considered as a single unit, a machine that all works together. In this case, the pronoun is it and the verb is singular. My family is happy. This does not apply to all collective nouns, so be careful. Police and staff are always plural.
Hello, I'm Sam from BBC Learning English, and today I have a question for you. If you study more, do you learn more? You could answer this question in 2 different ways. 1. Yes, if I study more, I learn more. Or 2. Yes, the more I study, the more I learn. The meaning is the same. One thing depends on another. But did you notice? We changed the sentence structure. Let's have a look together. Take if away. Add the to the beginning of both parts of the sentence. Rearrange the order of the words so that the comparatives, more 2 times here, are after the. And you get, the more I study with BBC Learning English, the more I learn.
Hi, I'm Phil, and I'm going to tell you the difference between beside and besides. That's one small letter, but it's quite a big difference. Beside, with no S, is a preposition, and we usually use it to talk about physical position. So you can say, put the chair beside the table, or come and sit beside me. It's like a more formal version of next to. Now, besides with an S is either a preposition or an adverb, and is often used to add information. Besides knowing grammar well, you need to have a good vocabulary. You should do something else besides studying. Here, it's like as well as. As an adverb, it's often used to add a more important or stronger point. I'm going to practice now because I've got time, and besides, I need to. It's like a less formal version of moreover. So, besides remembering that beside is for physical position, remember that besides is for adding information.
Let's look at some different ways to use the word flat. As an adjective, flat can mean level, something that doesn't go up or down. This table is flat. We can also use flat as an adverb. It refers to something which is lying horizontally. This book is lying horizontally, or it's lying flat. When we feel sad or dull or we lack emotion, we can say that we feel flat. I feel flat because I can't go outside today. As a noun, a flat is also a place we live. We could also say apartment. I live in a flat in London. We can also use flat after a period of time to emphasize how quickly something can be done. This is a short video. You can watch it in 1 minute flat.